Vugnir. A familiar varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version, tramping the halls of Grufheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old. And, if there's Vugnir, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yokes. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jurundur demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grufheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arberang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering, golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visit ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grufheim? I have the distinct feeling I finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is, the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Mogur? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogur. See you in the morning, Scrivener. Is that a scribe? I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grufheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vugnir's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Yeah, maybe we should do that. Oh, and hi guys! Welcome back to the Banner Saga. Or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Vivi, and you are watching a very Norse-inspired game with a lot of Norwegian and Icelandic sounding names, and that's because they still talk like we used to do some, I don't know, 1,000 years ago. I'm not sure, but our language was once very similar. We spoke the same language basically, and then people decided to move even further towards the North Pole for some reason. And they called it Iceland, and they stayed, and their language didn't change as much as ours did. I think ours got very much influenced from the Danish and the Swedish, I guess both. Yeah, they fought over little old Norway. They wanted to rule them all. Or at least us. Yeah. Okay, we want to go talk with Hakon first. Scrivener. You find Hakon in a mead house, surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon? Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a yoxpart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. I wonder what a yox is. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swathe through dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. Okay, so we had a chat with Hakon, and so now this one. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Vognir? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? Oh, I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. A Varl historian? Uh-huh. Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality mostly. Vognir came to our capital in Arberang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men and Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here. You get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. So we've spoken to a prince. Didn't do much, did it? I guess we are going up to the Great Hall. And getting some sleep? Yeah. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply letters. All there, just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eirik had anything to do with that? Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Vugnir is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Mogur steps forward. Vugnir's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of this unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. Yep, we are ready. You follow Mogur and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think? They're trying to make the letters look like runes. Wait, what? Because we're traveling in winter? Perhaps? The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mogur, cracking open mead casks. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout camp. Alright, let's give a toast to Vugnir. You raise your drink, toasting the alliance between man and varl. The others join in. Ludin's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually, you sit down beside Vugnir. Yeah, let's have a chat with him. Thanks for the speech, slurs Vugnir. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Mogur. I thought the damned governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried. Then he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd have given the job to you too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Ludin? Hopefully the boy goes back to Arberang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hakon. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Huh? Don't you miss the fight you've been? You down your mead instead of replying. Vugnir slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but this, pretty sure this nonsense, is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be, warriors would follow you for what you'd done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm the next in line? These lines are getting muddy, Olval. They've always been muddy, Vugnir. Vugnir stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. I like the story, you get a feel for the different characters. You rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Mogur is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Vugnir. You're needed. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Vugnir releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Huh, we're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. Alright, this is the map of the world. You can explore it by dragging the mouse to pan and using the mouse wheel to zoom. Oh, cool. So we got Karlshus. Nice. Vaxfjord. Karlsfjord. Vedrfell. Or Fell. I'm not sure about that. We've got Findal Pass. Findal with an E. That's so not Norwegian. But fine, maybe I'm misreading it. And we got Bindal. Fladavalor Plains. Hvithager. Longhalder Road. Blue River. Seahorn. There's a mix of English and Norse. Spine Isles, for instance. Shiver Rock and Ridgehorn. That's weird. It's like when it's a name that describes the nature, then it's in English. And when it's a name that's got a particular, when it's a name, not, you know, it's weird. It's weird. It's called, this area is called Runwall. Yeah, definitely. And this is Strömlund. I find it interesting that they... And then we got Fiska Bay. Weird. And Fiskvik. Fiskivik. That's funny. I love this map. I really love it. The location of your caravan is indicated here by Ubin's icon. Okay, so there's a caravan. Wow, and this is the whole area we're in. We're in an area of land called Ram. You can explore the map at any time, clicking on locations for more information. Awesome! That is so cool. We can click on the mountains, the cities or towns or places. Yeah, I hope it's gonna be detailed, because when you make a map like this, I get high expectations. Okay, I guess. The world map is covered with many locations and holds much lore. Awesome. I didn't notice the lore part, so that's cool. Are we done with this now, or? Yeah, well, let's just see what happens. The Wandering Road. At the end of the First Great War, the Val had more... Yeah, well, maybe I'll do that later. When you're finished reading the world map, click this button to return to travel or to camp. Okay. Alright. Yep. We head north, then east, past the forts. Gilfheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Ludin. Why not take the ships to Skrimmerstead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skrimmerstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Ludin exhales through the nose, a pour disguise for his content. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Rognid. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. He'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off too. Ludin's got a shorter week than Hakon. Thanks, Vognid. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vedrfell, if we're lucky. Camp. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. Oh. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Tap leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to get back to the road. Click the hero's tent. Yeah, there it is. One or more of your units is injured, I know. Injured units can still fight but have a penalty to max strength equal to the number of days wounded. They heal as time passes when resting in camp. Okay, so we should rest him up. Click on a unit to view stats, promote ranks, and learn about abilities. Okay. Click on the ability button to learn about the unit's abilities. Is this the ability button? Bring the pain. The shield master strikes an adjacent enemy for armor break damage before hunkering down and boosting his passive ability. Return the favor to return even more break damage for one turn. By using Bring the Pain, the shield master can create a forward charge that punishes enemies for ganging up against him. Ah, cool. It's sort of a retaliation thingy. So this is more good. He's a rank 1 shield master. He's got no points available. But yeah, okay, next. And we've got Gunnulf. He's a warhawk and 0 points available. He's got the same ability as... No, this is the Tempest. It's just the icon that's the same. There's the real icon. The warhawk uses his massive weight to sweep his weapon around himself, hitting multiple adjacent targets, friend or foe. Ah, for normal strength damage. Tempest triggers the warhawk's passive ability, Heavy Impact, which in turn can cause a chain reaction of destruction if used in close quarters. Keeping the warhawk out of harm's way until late in the fight will maximize his effectiveness. Yeah. I know I made a huge mistake. I should have put my other guy, the tank, up instead. So yes, I hope I will learn. Takes a while with a new game, new skills, new game mechanics. So hopefully it'll be okay. Wait, we've got a prince fighting with us? He's a spearmaster. I didn't even notice. Okay, well, he's got Impale. Sounds nice. The spearman skewers his enemy, doing normal strength damage before kicking them away, doing knockback and causing them to bleed if they move on the next turn. Oh, so they have to stand still not to bleed? A character who is bleeding will take 1 strength damage for each tile that they move. which can be especially deadly for enemies that are moved against their will. Oh, someone can do that as well. Do we have a wizard, sort of? Maybe? Let's see. And we've got Hakon as well. What's his ability? I'll be reading a lot, guys, because it seems to me like I often rush into a battle and do a lot of mistakes because I have no clue what I'm doing. And I still will be doing mistakes, but because I can't remember everything. As if anyone thought I would. The War Master hits even harder than an average warrior with no chance to miss. Oh! He can wreak havoc with an additional +1 strength and also adds 1 break damage to the target, plus bonuses to heavy impact. Sundering Impact is best used when carefully positioned to impact as many enemies around the target as possible in a single strike. Yep. And next, that's Mugur again. That's the heroes. That's the party. Yeah, he's injured. 2 days. And that's our roster. We don't have anyone to switch out the injured one. So we need to stay in camp for 2 days, I guess. Yeah, well, I think it's a good place to end this episode as well. I'm having a good time. I enjoy the conversations, and also I'm having fun trying to do the Norwegian and Icelandic names justice, because for some reason some of them are hard to say when I'm speaking English. I don't know why. They just are, okay? If there's some obvious facts, something I've missed that has been presented to us as of now, then I don't mind being reminded, okay? But I'm in it for the story, and if I make mistakes in battle, hopefully I will learn. I'll see you next time. Take care, and thanks for watching.